why I have taken it in my title that Youth in Action. So this age is significantly below the global median and far younger than the demographic profile of most advanced economies. If we see this graph, this slide shows that when we examine the age distribution more granularly, so you can see this shows the age distribution from 2013 to 2023. In the last column, you can see that the picture become more compelling. Approximately 25% of the population comprises children aged 0 to 14, and further 68% falls within the broadly defined working age cohort of 15 to 64 years. And in other words, almost 2/3 of India's people are in prime of life, brimming with potential, aspiration, and entrepreneurial zeal. So this demographic endowment, what economists and policymakers term our demographic dividend, confers upon us not only numerical strength, but the impetus for the innovation, growth, and generational transformation. Yet it also imposes a commensurate obligation to ensure that this youth bulge is not a static to be lauded in isolation, but a force that is educated, skilled, employable, and empowered to participate productively in 21st century global economy. As we stated at this crossroad, let us harness this youthful advantage not as a slogan, but as a strategic imperative through investment in education, healthcare, digital literacy, skill development, and economic opportunity. In doing so, not only the promise of our young, but the promise of India itself. What it promise? It promise it's Viksit Bharat 2047. So, why Viksit Bharat 2047? What does it mean? It means that the government of India's long-term national vision to transform India into a developed nation by the year 2047, which marks the centenary of India's independence. In this context, developed nation means a society with the high standard of living for all the citizens, world-class infrastructure, strong economic prosperity across regions, equitable social opportunities, advanced technology and innovation, and effective, transparent governance. The objective is to move beyond the emerging status towards full development, socially, economically, institutionally, and environmentally, with inclusive growth and improved quality of life. So this vision builds on India's ongoing development trajectory and existing national missions, aligning with broader goals like sustainable development, digital transformation, and inclusive human progress. So, and next slide shows how will Viksit Bharat 2047 be achieved? So how it will be achieved? This is the strategy to realize Viksit Bharat 2047, integrate policy frameworks, economic planning, institutional strengthening, and citizen participation across multiple pillars. Like first is the economic growth and structural transformation that include the sustained high GDP growth, expansion of domestic manufacturing, exports and global competitiveness, and development of future industries such as AI, biotechnology, clean energy, and digital services. Second is education, skill, and innovation. It means reform in education that you might have seen that National Education Policy 2020 came, then National Higher Qualification Framework come, and then NCRF means National Credit Framework, and most of the higher education are following the ABC, Academic Bank of Credits. So all these reforms in education. and lifelong skill development to prepare citizen for future job. Under NAP, we all are seeing the syllabus is teaching us about the lifelong skills, and there is emphasis on research, innovation, ecosystem, and technology-driven sectors also. And here the C part is infrastructure and connectivity that we talk about. It means world-class physical and digital infrastructure, including transport, logistic, and broadband. And we dream of smart cities, rural connectivity, and sustainable urbanization. Next is social inclusion and quality of life. It means we are dreaming of universal access to healthcare, clean water, sanitation, and affordable housing. Policies supporting the women, marginalized community, and the rural population. Next is the good governance and institutional reform. And there we are dreaming of, and some of are happening now also, like we are dreaming of transparent governance, efficient public service delivery, citizen-centering governance with accountability, and digital public in infrastructure. And next is environment and sustainability. That is the most important, because now everything is revolving around the SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. So here we have to commit to the green energy, climate resilience, and sustainable agriculture and industry. These elements are reinforced through national mission and flagship program. Most of you might be knowing, like the Skill India, Digital India, Make in India, and others, and require coordination between the central and state governments, private sector partners, academia, civil society, and international cooperation. But most of you might be thinking that the madam is talking about all this Viksit Bharat, and now there's so many challenges. Yes, the challenges are there that are need to be addressed, like income and regional inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, and urban congestion, rural underdevelopment, pollution is now, you can see, like air quality is not breathable, education quality and employment mismatch is there. Most of the graduates are not employable. Health infrastructure gaps are there. Political polarization and administrative bottlenecks are there. But government is very positive, and they see these opportunities, like NSS or youth are there to fill the gap, because they are seeing this demographic dividend. Like India's youth population is a major asset. Over 65% are under the age of 35. Digital leapfrogging is there. Strong base in IT and fintech enables a rapid digital transformation. Global positioning, like strategies, geo-economic location, and global influence through G20, BRICS, and trade pacts. And policy framework also will support from the mission like Atmanirbhar Bharat, Startup India, PM Gati Shakti, and Jal Shakti mission. So this is how we will achieve this Viksit Bharat 2047. Now, what is the role of National Service Scheme? First, about the basic, like this, you can see this logo shows National Service Scheme. Most of you might be knowing, those who are from higher education institute. This blue color indicate the cosmos, of which the NSS is a tiny part. They are ready to contribute its share for the welfare of the mankind, because its motto is not me but you. This is a central sector scheme of Government of India, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, and it provides opportunity to the student youth of 11th, 12th class of school plus 2 board, and the student youth of the technical, graduate and postgraduate at the colleges and university level also, to take part in various government-led community service activities and programs. This is properly known as the NSS, and it's the extension activity to the higher education system to orient the student youth to the community service while they are studying in education institution under the aegis of Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. So its primary objective is developing the personality and character of student youth through the voluntary community services, education through service. This is the purpose. And it was launched in 1969 in 37 universities, involving 40,000 volunteers at that time, and has now spread over 657 universities and more than 60 directorates covering more than 20,000 colleges and technical institute and about 12,000 senior secondary school. And since its inception, over 7.4 crore students have been benefited from NSS, and now about 40 lakh students, 4 million are there who are around those has been enrolled under NSS. So all the youth volunteer who opt to serve the nation through NSS-led community service wear the NSS badge with pride and sense of responsibility towards helping the needy. So, so how they are trained, how NSS are trained, they are, and what they expect, the exposure and experience, they expect to become accomplished social leader, efficient administrator, and a person who understands the human nature. So the activities under which most of you might be knowing, there are national integration camp is there, and adventure camp also happen. So NSS Republic Day Parade Camp happen there, and National Youth Festivals also to make the volunteer aware of the various festivals celebrated. This is under this Ministry of Youth Welfare. And there are National Service Scheme Award is also given every year. So most of you might be aware of NSS. So now what are the aims and objectives of NSS? So NSS volunteers are expected to understand the community in which they work. They understand themselves in relation to the community, identify the need and problem of the community, and involve them in problem-solving process. They develop among themselves a sense of social and civic responsibility, utilize their knowledge in finding practical solution to the individual and community problem, and develop the competence required for group living and sharing of responsibilities, and gain skill in mobilizing the community participation, acquire leadership qualities and democratic attitude, and develop the capacity to meet the emergencies and natural disaster. So what are the goals of NSS? This is education through community service and community services through education. What it means? It means education through community service means students learn by actively participating in real community work. This implies that practical exposure teaches values like empathy, leadership, teamwork, and responsibility. Students gain real-world understanding beyond textbooks, and service becomes a method of learning social, civic, and life skills. And what is the meaning of community service through education? The knowledge and skill gained in education are used to improve the community. It means educated individuals apply what they learn to solve local problems. School, colleges, and youth contribute solutions, maybe health awareness, digital literacy, environment work, and education becomes a tool to uplift the society. So in essence, it signifies a cycle of mutual enrichment. Students learn by serving the society, and society benefits from the education that students receive. So this slide shows the national youth policy. Most of you in education might have heard about or might be undergoing through their syllabus the National Education Policy 2020. But you might not have heard about the National Youth Policy. It was first came into being in 1988, then the second in 2003, after that in 2014, and nowadays the National Youth Policy 2025 draft has been released, and the stakeholder feedback has been called 2 days back, even last 2 days back the portal was closed. So it aligned with its goal aligned with the SDG, NEP, and employment gap and all that. So the NSS volunteer here under the National Youth Policy, these volunteers are taken as the drivers of social development based on all these factors like literacy drive. What they can do, they can conduct evening classes for children. I am giving just examples who cannot attend the school. They can teach basic reading and writing to the adults in rural and slum areas. They can organize each one, teach one campaigns in local communities, setting up mobile library or book donation camp. They can help school students with homework, digital literacy, or exam preparation. So what they will do under cleanliness campaigns, all of you might be knowing that organizing a Swachh Bharat Abhiyan to clean the public spaces, parks and streets, and cleaning the school, college campus regularly, conducting waste segregation awareness session for households, maybe installing the dustbins, colored dustbin for different type of waste in the villages, maybe spreading about the zero plastic message, and cleaning water bodies like ponds, lakesides, or river banks. So what they will do under health awareness programs, some of the examples are may organize the blood donation camps in partnership with the hospitals, conduct awareness rallies on topics like dengue prevention, COVID-19 precautions you might have seen earlier during COVID time, or maybe on the hygiene. Holding free health checkup for blood pressure, diabetes, anemia, obesity, or maybe on mental awareness, teaching rural families about the nutrition, vaccination, or maternal health, maybe running campaign on menstrual hygiene and distributing sanitary pads. So what are examples under disaster relief and preparedness? For assisting during the floods by distributing food packets. We belong to Punjab and it happened here in Punjab also. So a lot of NSS workers were involved in distributing the food, clothing and the medicine, and helping set up emergency shelters for affected families, participating in mock drills on earthquake or fire safety with local authorities, maybe training communities in the first aid, CPR, and evacuation procedures, collecting relief material like blanket, water, dry food during the natural calamities. So what comes under environmental conservation? The examples are planting trees and maintaining plantation area. One Mahotsav activities are maintained every year. These are observed during the first week of July. Cleaning and restoring local lakes or ponds, conducting awareness drives on saving water, energy conservation, and reducing plastic use, building compost pit and promoting organic waste management, organizing bicycle rallies to promote eco-friendly transportation. So through these interventions, volunteers support the government's mission to build an educated, healthy, and socially responsible population. Next is building a skilled and responsible youth force. This is under National Youth Policy, but they are expecting under NSS, like leadership qualities they want to develop, like leading a cleanliness or plantation drive, acting as a team leader during NSS special camp, planning and executing a blood donation camp, and representing the NSS unit in district or state level youth leadership workshop or the camp will develop the leadership quality among the volunteers. Discipline and teamwork. Under this, examples are participating in early morning drills, march past during the NSS camp, working in team to clean a public area. Whenever they are working in a team, they learn the discipline also, building the compost pit, following a strict daily schedule during the 7-day special camp, and completing the assigned duties on time. The duties may be on cooking, maintaining the campus, maintaining the managing the logistic as a unit. So all these experiences teach the student about the punctuality, responsibility, respect for rules, and value of working together. What is under civic consciousness? NSS encourages the young people to understand their responsibilities as a citizen, not just their rights. Example, conducting awareness campaign on voting, traffic safety, environment protection, participating in Republic Day or Independence Day events, engaging with local panchayat to understand governance and village development, supporting government missions such as Swachh Bharat, Fit India, Digital India in the community. Next is problem solving abilities, like designing a low cost method to teach the digital literacy in remote area, finding the ways to manage waste in village lacking proper waste collection system, coordinating relief material during floods or emergencies, helping villagers access government schemes by assisting with documentation or online process. And the last is the community orientation. The essence of NSS is a spirit of service, understanding community needs, working closely with the people, and developing empathy. And the examples can be like spending 7 days in village during NSS camp to understand the local challenges directly, maybe teaching children, supporting the elderly resident, or helping differently abled individuals. Maybe organizing health camp, cleanliness campaign, or water saving initiative based on village requirements. Maybe collaborating with NGOs and self-help groups or local health workers to solve the community problems. Through these engagements, youth become socially aware, compassionate, and ready to contribute to the inclusive development. So these competencies align with India's long-term goal for a productive, skilled, socially aware workforce capable of driving development up to 2047 and beyond. Strengthening grassroots participation is another goal under National Youth Policy that they want to achieve through NSS. And under this comes reducing social disparities. Means teaching children from low-income families, maybe helping first-generation learners, or organizing tuition classes in slums and villages. Health equity also comes under this, like conducting free health camp in underserved area and spreading awareness about hygiene, vaccination, nutrition, or menstrual health. Women empowerment is also under this support, like organizing a self-defense workshop, financial literacy session, and promoting girls' education. Digital inclusion is also there, like teaching of digital skill to elderly citizens, rural youth, or self-help groups. These actively directly reduce the inequality. And supporting local governance may be conducting survey on sanitation, drinking water, employment status, help the village people. maybe on community meetings, organize some gram sabha ward meeting, and assisting the local officer, also supporting health worker and anganwadi workers, etc., and promoting the civic participation, encouraging the youth and villagers to participate in voting, public hearing, and community development program. Under implementing government schemes effectively, student can do all the schemes we have already mentioned, like Swachh Bharat, Ayushman Bharat, Digital India, Ujjwal Yojana, Jal Shakti Mission. So this comes under strengthening the grassroots participation. Now the youth as a partner in national initiative. It may be for the awareness generation about all the schemes available, and maybe about the mobilization of citizen towards that, implementation of community level project that we already mentioned, and fostering the behavior change within themselves and within the society, within the family. So all these are activities that a NSS volunteer can help. Then there is cultivating a culture of service, and NSS instill a lifelong commitment to public service, nation first thinking, and ethical citizenship. Much of has been described earlier. Means nation first thinking means NSS encourages the youth to prioritize the welfare and progress of the country in their decision and action. Example, while planning the campus event, NSS volunteer choose initiative that promotes social welfare, such as voter awareness drive, over purely entertainment-based event. They can choose it because they understand the importance of informed citizen participation in national development. Ethical citizenship means NSS instill honesty, respect for rules, and responsible conduct in society. For example, a volunteer leading a cleanliness campaign ensures transparent use of collected funds, follows all safety and municipal guidelines, and motivate peers to dispose of waste responsibly. This volunteer later applies the same ethical standard in the workplace and the community life. So, in summary, we can say that volunteerism and youth leadership under National Education Policy 2025 seeks to expand structured avenue for youth participation by mainstreaming volunteer engagement through the national platforms such as NSS and Mera Yuva Bharat. Exposure to real-world challenge will nurture the responsible, skilled, and community-oriented young citizens. The policy will also institutionalize recognition mechanism to acknowledge volunteer contribution, and by fostering a culture of service and leadership. So this national youth policy aims to identify the support 1 lakh young people, especially from marginalized background, to step into the leadership role. This pathway will empower the youth to drive local change and contribute meaningfully to the national priorities. So this stresses that NSS to national development because they combine education, service, leadership, and civic responsibility. So they are trained to understand society's needs and empowered to take action, making them indispensable to India's vision of becoming a developed nation or Viksit Bharat. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Madam. The topic you have selected is what is the NSS, how the youths are contributing, the schemes they are participating, how the schemes and the our special camps are training the students, which social activities they are participating, and how they are useful for building a great nation. So these things are very much informative and useful to us. Being your experience in the NSS field, in the active camps, this gives a more effect that you are yourself involved in the various camps of the university level, and you have conducted all these blood donation, all these activities the NSS can do. Thank you, ma'am, for the informative and best speech for us. I request all the participants can unmute and they can discuss with our speaker. Jay Singh, please.
सभी को नमस्ते।
नमस्कार सर। नमस्कार जी।
मैडम, आपका वक्तव्य बहुत ही अच्छा है, क्योंकि एनएसएस बहुत आवश्यकता है इसकी। अगर हम एनसीसी और स्काउट गाइड और एनएसएस की बात करें तो ये इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर हम कॉलेजों में, स्कूलों में लेके चलते हैं, क्योंकि एक लिमिट होती है सेना रखने की, तो ये सभी काम करते हैं। लेकिन आज की परिस्थिति के अनुसार अगर मैं देखता हूँ, जो अभी आधुनिक युग चल रहा है, तो इसमें बच्चों का झुकाव इनकी तरफ कम हो गया है। पहले शिविर लगते थे, मैं देखा करता था गांव में, कहीं ना कहीं मुझे आज से अगर मैं 5-6 साल तक जाऊं तो लास्ट शिविर मैंने कोरोना से पहले देखा था, मेरे रास्ते में यहाँ पूना के बच्चे थे वो। उसके बाद मैंने कहीं शिविर नहीं देखा। एक तो ये पूछना चाहूँगा कि इसकी तरफ झुकाव कम का कारण क्या है। दूसरा, जब एनएसएस का ये हो जाता था तो बच्चों को 2 अंक या कुछ एडमिशन में छूट मिलती थी उन्हें, जैसे एनसीसी वालों को भी छूट मिलती है। क्या वो छूट आज भी अवेलेबल है या बंद हो गई है?
जी 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 सर, मैं इसका जवाब देना चाहूंगी। जो आपने ऑब्जर्व किया ना कि बच्चों का झुकाव कम हो गया, मेरा ये टॉपिक लेने का कारण यही था। ये मैंने भी फील किया, कोरोना के बाद बहुत कम स्टूडेंट्स इसमें जाना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि उनका झुकाव ना ऑनलाइन में ज्यादा हो गया। अब दे वांट टू बी ऑन ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम। फिजिकल वर्क वो कम करना चाहते हैं, चाहे हम अपने घर से ले लें। और दूसरी तरफ पेरेंट्स भी थोड़े उन्हें पैम्पर करते हैं, और उनको लगता है कि चाहे बच्चों को कुछ हो ना जाए, कि हम उन्हें धूप में लेके जा रहे हैं। वो सहन ही नहीं करते कि उनका बच्चा कहीं भी सफाई कर रहा होता है, मतलब कि मेरी ऑब्जर्वेशन है। और कैंप हमारे यहाँ लगातार लगते हैं, और हमारे यहाँ ग्रेडिंग भी होती है, एनएसएस की तरफ से होती है। 120 आवर पर एनम उन बच्चों को डिवोट करना पड़ता है, एनएसएस वॉलंटियर को। और इसमें ग्रेडिंग में एबीसी सर्टिफिकेट हैं, और अभी भी जो हायर एजुकेशन प्रोग्रेशन के लिए और जॉब के लिए इसमें मार्क्स दिए जाते हैं। जॉब्स के लिए कहीं कहीं दिए जाते हैं, पर हायर एजुकेशन प्रोग्रेशन के लिए कोई अंडर ग्रेजुएट वाला बच्चा आगे जाता है तो उसमें उसके लिए सीट रिजर्व रखी रहती है। ये मैं अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी, पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी चंडीगढ़ की बात कर रही हूँ, बाकी जगह भी काफी जगह ऐसा है। कॉलेजेस का झुकाव इसलिए कम हो गया क्योंकि उन्हें मिनिस्ट्री की तरफ से फंड्स नहीं आते, तो कॉलेजेस अंडर आते हैं एक यूनिवर्सिटी के। तो यूनिवर्सिटी में अगर एक्टिव रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं जो कि हमारे कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं, तो फंड्स आने स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं। जैसे हमारे यहाँ भी अब बहुत स्ट्रीमलाइन हो गया। जब आप किसी कॉलेज को फंड दोगे और एक यूनिट दोगे, तो सेल्फ फाइनेंस यूनिट में ज्यादातर लोग एनकरेज नहीं होते। फंड्स देने के बाद वो उसमें एनकरेज होते हैं। पर जैसे आप एनसीसी की बात कर रहे थे, एनसीसी में एक लिमिटेड यूनिट होता है, और वो बच्चे उसमें आते हैं जो कि डिफेंस की तरफ ज्यादा इंक्लाइंड होते हैं। एनएसएस में जर्नल ज्यादा बच्चे एनकरेज हो जाते हैं क्योंकि वेरियस टाइप ऑफ एक्टिविटीज आती है। और जो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसीज में हम जो भी लाइफ स्किल की बात करते हैं, एनएसएस उसका सब्स्टिट्यूट है। और एनएसएस के थ्रू जब हम कम्युनिटी एंगेजमेंट की बात करते हैं, तो वो जो प्रोजेक्ट कराए जाते हैं वो 1-2 क्रेडिट में हमारे नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के सिलेबस में है, जिसमें कि हम एनसीआरएफ को लेते हैं जब नेशनल क्रेडिट फ्रेमवर्क की बात करते हैं कि 2 क्रेडिट बच्चे को मिलेंगे। तो जब इसको हमारे करिकुलम के साथ जोड़ दिया जाएगा, जैसे कि नेप कहती है कि को करिकुलर एक्टिविटी भी करिकुलम का पार्ट है, तो उस केस में बच्चा एनकरेज होगा कि मुझे 2 क्रेडिट कम्युनिटी एंगेजमेंट में मिलेंगे। यही एक मौका है उसमें वैल्यूज डालने का और उसका जुड़ाव करने का, उसको सोसाइटी की तरफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फील करने का, जो कि आजकल बहुत कम पाई जाती है। इसीलिए मैंने ये टॉपिक लिया कि यूथ को जब हम जोड़ेंगे तो यूथ फुल कंट्री है, तो बहुत जल्दी विकसित भारत और डेवलप्ड इंडिया बनने में हमारी सहायता होगी। होप मैंने जवाब दिया, कुछ और रहा तो मैं बता सकती हूँ सर।
नहीं, बहुत ही धन्यवाद मैडम, आपने बहुत ही सही जवाब दिया। और ये सही कहा आपने, कोरोना के बाद में ये परिस्थिति हुई, लेकिन ये बिल्कुल आप सत्य कह रही है कि एनएसएस एनसीसी से ज्यादा अच्छा है, क्योंकि वो तो एक सिर्फ एक संस्था की तरफ जाता है। एनएसएस हमारी जनसंख्या अगर देखे तो हमें बहुत ज्यादा वॉलंटियर की जरूरत पड़ेगी आज।
अच्छे तो सर दोनों ही अच्छे हैं। उसमें थोड़ी ड्रिलिंग और जो थोड़ा हार्डशिप होती है, जो बहुत कम बच्चे उस हार्डशिप में जा पाते हैं, जो थोड़े हार्ड उसमें जा पाते हैं, जिन्हें लगता है कि हमारा बैकग्राउंड उस तरफ होगा या हम उसमें जल्दी जॉब ले पाते हैं, वो एनसीसी में जाते हैं। एनसीसी इसमें थोड़ा ज्यादा डिसिप्लिन्ड लाइफ और ज्यादा हार्डशिप की वजह से वो भी अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है जहां जहां चल रहा है। आने वाले टाइम में एनएसएस को 12वीं से ही लेके सिलेबस का पार्ट बना दिया जाएगा, जो कि एनएसएस भी एक इलेक्टिव सब्जेक्ट रहेगा, तो और इजी हो जाएगा।
बिल्कुल सही कहा। नहीं, एनसीसीएस तो बहुत ही अच्छा है, वो तो एक हमारी सेना ही है, लेकिन एनएसएस अगर 12वीं से हो जाए तो ये तो बहुत ही अच्छा है, क्योंकि हमारी जनसंख्या बहुत ज्यादा है, हमें घर में जरूरत पड़ेगी। आने वाली परिस्थितियां कुछ नहीं कह सकते, जितने वॉलंटियर हमारे पास होंगे, आबादी हमारी बहुत ज्यादा है, क्योंकि संभालना देश के अंदर इसकी बहुत ही आवश्यकता है। बहुत ही अच्छा आपने टॉपिक लेके आए, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत आभार आपका। और ये हम कोशिश करेंगे, क्योंकि मैं तो बहुत पसंद करता हूँ ऐसी संस्थाओं को, क्योंकि ये हमारे देशभक्ति तो यही है सही में। क्योंकि हम अंदर से, चाहे इंजीनियर हो कोई भी हो, इसमें कोई हार्ड वर्क नहीं है, लेकिन उसे सीखना होता है समाज को बारीकी से। ये आवश्यकता है आने वाले दिन। धन्यवाद मैडम।
धन्यवाद डॉक्टर।
धन्यवाद जी। मुझे अच्छा आज का डिस्कशन रहा। अब मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ डॉक्टर स्वानंद शुक्ला सर, ही एक्टिव एनएसएस प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर, एंड वी मीट सर, प्लीज।
Good evening, Dr. BETKAR sir, Principal sir. Good evening, Madam. Wonderful explanation you had given, and really, NSS has a great strength and potential. And I'm a NSS program officer, as well as I'm a NSS regional director for the Maharashtra University of Health Sciences. And we are conducting number of health activities, in regard with NSS. And our college has contributed for the various disasters like Bhuj disaster in 2000, then 14 we went to Jammu Kashmir, and whenever there are flood and post flood situations are there, so we are working in both medical relief camp as well as rescue team also we are having. So the youth are having a great potential, and the NSS program is successful because of those youth. So the youth is a center for them. Only the thing is guide them. I am having near about 100 volunteers. So every time we get near about 150 160 people, they are asking for the NSS. So we are having a great craze for NSS because we are doing a lot many activities, and especially we are going to the tribal areas where you'll find the students are getting, NSS volunteers are getting clinical exposure. Many of the time it happens that in urban areas we are getting a second patient in the sense they are coming from the other doctor to us, and then the ready-made diagnosis is there. But most of the time in a tribal areas we are getting, we have to diagnose by ourselves, and that is how really skill develops. So I think NSS is a really wonderful thing, right? So very well placed about this. I will tell you another thing, as a director, the people are a little reluctant because this is the additional responsibility is given to the teacher to carry out NSS work. So that is, I think, it is not a student. Students are always ready. But I feel that, that those teachers should contribute, dedicate, devote themselves in this field. And no doubt we are directors. We are directors. And these people are playing a role, main role. So we have to just direct them. And that is how I think NSS works. So with these words, I will conclude, but just comment on this, what you say about this, and how people, the teachers, the NSS program officers will come forward. Because I've seen some places, hardly 1 year, 2 year, 1 year, 2 year, but that's it. People are, they just, escape from the responsibility. So that is what I have felt. Thank you. What do you think about this? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for nice words, and my gratitude to all of you for patience listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Farhan, for giving me the and yourself, you have the same.
Yes, yeah, I think Dr. Sarita Behel want to speak something.
So, a very much enlightening lecture, very thought provoking. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the blessing.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
So,
Sir, if you want to unmute and discuss, you can. Okay. May I leave now, sir? Is it over? Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your accepting our invitation. Thank you.
हमारी आवाज जा रही है सर?
जी जी जी, आपकी आ रही है. सर के सिग्नल में ब्रेक है.
मैं बताना चाहूंगा मैम, नीना मैम, कि मैं जब एनएसएस के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं जानता था. मैं एनएसएस के बारे में, मुझे एक मतलब ये मेरा दुर्भाग्य समझिए कि मैं नहीं जानता था इसके बारे में. जब मैं पत्रकारिता की पढ़ाई करने के लिए जब मैं मुजफ्फरपुर गया था, तो एनएस के कुछ मित्र मिले थे जो यूनिवर्सिटी और कॉलेज में जुड़े हुए थे. तो मैंने उनके साथ कुछ काम में हाथ बटाया था, जैसे पेड़ पौधा का काम चल रहा था, साफ सफाई से संबंधित काम चल रहा था, तो मैं एनएसएस को समझ पाया था. दूसरी बात, जब एनएसएस को और भी अच्छे से जान पाया जब कोरोना काल का समय आया, और उस समय लगातार एनएसएस के माध्यम से बहुत सारे कार्यक्रम होने लगे ऑनलाइन के थ्रू. तो मैं समझता हूँ एनएसएस का जो वर्क है, जो एनएसएस के टीम में जितने कर्मठ लोग होते हैं, जैसा भी जयवीर सर ने बताया कि हम जैसे यूथ को तो बिल्कुल एनएसएस को समझना चाहिए और जुड़ना भी चाहिए, क्योंकि वहाँ जुड़ने से एक चीज तो जरूर होता है कि वो राष्ट्रहित और जनहित से संबंधित बातों को हमेशा करते आए. और हमेशा, जैसे मैं एक बात बोलना चाहूंगा, मैं पत्रकारिता का स्टूडेंट रहा और मैं पत्रकारिता कर रहा था, तो हमारे पेरेंट्स बोला करते थे या कोई सामाजिक काम होता है तो मेरे पेरेंट्स हमेशा बोलते हैं तुमको क्या लेना देना है, वो उसमें तुम क्या खरकाई करते हो. तो ये चीजें सुनने को मिलता है, मगर ये पीड़ाएं हमेशा होती है जब अगर हमारे पेरेंट्स ही ऐसा शब्द बोलेंगे तो भविष्य में कोई सामाजिक काम करने वाला फिर पैदा नहीं होगा. मुझे लगता है ऐसा. मुझे इसलिए लगता है क्योंकि मैं ही इससे ग्रसित नहीं हूँ. बहुत सारे लोग हैं, मैं आसपास पड़ोस में देखता हूँ, अगर वो अच्छा करने के लिए अगर जाता है, किसी का मदद करने जाता है, तो लोग बोलते तुम ही ज्यादा होशियार हो. तो इन तमाम चीजों को मैं हमेशा आग्रह करता हूँ लोगों से कि ये चीजें, ये जो मतलब ये जो नेगेटिव जो थॉट है लोगों का, ये खत्म होनी चाहिए. और एनएसएस के प्रति जो आपने बताया, मैं बारीकी से सुना, आपके यूट्यूब चैनल से नेटवर्क की समस्याएं थी, मुझे बाहर आना पड़ा, क्योंकि बेतकर सर का कार्यक्रम हमेशा हमारे जीवन शैली से जुड़े हुए विषयों पर होता है. तो बेतकर सर आपको धन्यवाद. और नीना मैम, आप प्रिंसिपल हैं, आपसे तो जो जाना आपका जो आपने बताया, मार्गदर्शन किया, इसके लिए आपको बहुत बहुत आभार मैम. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद. धन्यवाद. Yes, it will be pleasant, and thank you all for listening. Thank you. God bless you all.